You hear it before you see anything. The slow scrape of bare feet against cold marble. Not hurried, not resisted, just dragged, step by step, across a Roman floor polished by centuries of power. It is the year 89 CE. You are standing inside a Roman atrium, pressed against a stone wall with 6 other witnesses. Oil lamps flicker. Shadows stretch unnaturally long. No one speaks. No one dares to. Your role tonight is simple. You are here to watch. At the center of the room stands an 18-year-old girl, motionless beneath a bridal veil. Her hands tremble, barely visible through the linen. Her breathing is shallow. She does not cry. Crying is already past her. In front of her, an object concealed beneath heavy black cloth. Behind her, a physician holding a leather bag filled with metal instruments. Beside her, an elderly woman whose grip on the girl's arm is not comforting. It is controlling. There will be no escape. Earlier that morning, the girl's mother braided her hair. Her hands shook. Tears fell onto her daughter's shoulders. Her final words were not blessings. They were a warning. Do not resist. Whatever they demand, do not resist. Resistance only makes it worse. Now, as the girl reaches forward and slowly pulls the cloth away, she sees what generations before her have seen. A statue, carved from dark wood, smoothed by time, polished by bodies. Her face drains of color. But what she does not yet understand is this. The statue is only the beginning. After it comes the examination. After that, the witnessed consummation. After that, documentation that legally transforms her body into transferred property. For nearly 1,000 years, Roman brides endured this night. And when Christianity conquered Rome, this ritual was erased so completely that history almost forgot it ever existed. Almost. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear was buried deliberately, and by the end, you'll understand why Rome wanted it forgotten. Her name was Flavia Tirsa, 18 years old, daughter of a minor Roman official, a bargaining piece in a negotiation that took 3 years to finalize. Her groom, Marcus Petronius Rufus, 43 years old, a wealthy grain merchant, connected, useful, acceptable. Flavia had met him exactly 3 times. Love had never entered the conversation. In Rome, marriage was not romance. It was contract law, a merger of households, a legal transaction witnessed like the sale of land or livestock. And Flavia was the asset being transferred. Her veil was the traditional flame-colored fabric. Her hair divided into 6 ritual braids bound with wool. At the temple, priests sacrificed a sheep and examined its entrails. The omens were favorable. The gods approved. Her father signed the contract using ancient legal formulas that bound her future beyond reversal. Flavia spoke the words every Roman bride spoke. Ubi tu Gaius, ego Gaia. Where you are Gaius, I am Gaia. The phrase was symbolic and but legally devastating. It meant her former identity was gone. She now existed under her husband's name, but the temple ceremony was only the beginning, because Roman law did not recognize a marriage as valid until one thing occurred: verification. As dusk fell, torches lit the streets. Crowds gathered, not to bless her, but to mock her. They sang obscene songs describing in graphic detail what would be done to her that night. Young men shouted suggestions. Old women laughed and hurled walnuts at her feet, a fertility symbol that felt more like humiliation. Her mother walked beside her in silence. That morning, while braiding her hair, her mother had broken down completely. Not gentle tears, violent sobs. When Flavia asked why, her mother whispered only this: Do not resist. Flavia thought she understood what a wedding night meant. She did not. Marcus lifted her over the threshold. Officially, it was to prevent bad luck. In truth, it symbolized something far older, a time when women were carried into houses they did not choose. The doors closed behind her, and the illusion shattered. Inside the atrium waited the pranuba, an elderly matron appointed to oversee and testify. A priest, face half hidden in shadow, 3 female slaves with basins and cloths, a physician with instruments clearly visible, and in the corner, concealed beneath dark fabric, a wooden structure nearly 4 feet tall. Too many people, too many eyes. This was not intimacy. This was procedure. Roman marriage was not sacred union. It was conventio in manum, coming into the hand. A woman passed from her father's legal ownership into her husband's. Originally, that power included life and death. By Flavia's time, laws had softened slightly, but the foundation remained unchanged. A woman was transferred property, and Rome verified its property. The pranuba guided Flavia forward. "You must greet Mutunus Tutunus," she said. The cloth was removed. What stood beneath was unmistakable, not symbolic, not subtle, a wooden phallus carved with anatomical precision. This was not decoration, this was preparation. Ancient sources speak of this ritual with discomfort. St. Augustine condemned it openly. Lactantius called it too shameful to describe. Arnobius recorded it clinically. Varro hinted carefully, avoiding explicit language. The bride was required to mount the statue, not briefly touch it, not symbolically acknowledge it. Mount it before witnesses, before her husband. This was framed as divine blessing. In practice, it served another function. Breaking resistance, slaves washed her body. Purification, they called it. Preparation in reality. The physician stepped forward. Roman brides were examined before marriage, and again after ritual initiation. Virginity verified, condition documented, records created. Roman medical texts describe the process with chilling clarity. The bride's feelings were irrelevant. Property does not consent. Property is inspected. The door remained open. Lamps burned brightly. The pranuba watched. The consummation was not private. It was observed, corrected, verified. Hours passed. At dawn, the physician returned. Final confirmation. Testimony recorded. The transfer was complete. Flavia Tirsa was now a Roman wife. Flavia lived 40 more years. She bore 4 children. She fulfilled every expectation of a Roman matron, and she never spoke of that night, not to friends, not to daughters. Silence was universal, because this was not scandal. It was tradition. When Christianity overtook Rome, these practices became unacceptable. Statues were destroyed, texts vanished, paintings were whitewashed. The ritual disappeared, not because it wasn't real, but because it was too real. It revealed a truth Rome could not carry forward. That civilization and cruelty can coexist. That law can dehumanize. That empires are built not only on marble, but on silence. For 1,000 years, Roman women crossed cold marble floors toward ritual submission. They endured. They survived. They were erased. But erased does not mean gone. If this story reached you, subscribe. Here at Hidden Secret Tales, we uncover the chapters history tried to bury, the rituals, the silence, and the human cost behind empires. Because the past isn't dead. It's waiting in the dark, waiting for someone to remember.